Lynn Maggio here, Social Media Lodge, hosted by RealTVfilms. Right now, I'm interviewing Kalman Szegvary, and he has a film out right now. Tell us about the name of your film and what your film's about.
Well, I've got one movie that everyone can see on iTunes. It's the classic Cannibal Roller Babes. It's a film that Howard Stern took a liking to in the 90s, actually. Now, I have worked on some thrillers, erotic thrillers, if you will, but now I've got a new movie entitled Abattoir. Unfortunately, these kids, they've got this idea about they're young filmmakers that want to shoot a movie about serial killers, and they end up finding a group of serial killers, or get actually taken captive by a group of serial killers. It's very much like Saw.
Chasing them, correct?
Yeah. Oh, they put them in. Well, I don't want to give it away. Sure. Actually, you might be pulling a trailer right here. You might be seeing the trailer.
Yes, the trailer. We're going to pull the trailer.
Thank you very much. So right now it's in post-production. It's in special effects. I wanted to add a little bit more. Unfortunately, there's a head decapitation, in the movie, and there's some other gore, and there's some acid sequences where
you have to have that, right?
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of practical effects in it where we didn't use CGI. There's a lot of real effects on the set. It was actually quite cool. It was cold. We shot it in the fall, October, November, and it was cold. We shot it over the course of actually 2 years, believe it or not, because it was real low budget Canadian stuff. But we shot it on Kodak film. It's a real movie. Because I'm really Kodak. I'm really good with Kodak. I also run the Trevis film department on the side, or I shouldn't say on the side, but it's one of my also on one of my jobs.
Yeah, and you've done
which
a lot
I
of
enjoy.
films in the past, correct?
I have. I've produced about 4 or 5 films. I've done a little bit of television. So Abattoir, my new film, I think will launch a sort of. It could lead to. There might be more than one Abattoir film.
Wow.
Simply because I think for me it's a huge step up from sort of that, the sort of the corny slasher maybe that I would be accustomed to. I've really raised the stakes in the film. The acting's really good. I'm really proud of the directing and the production and the lighting, etc. We are looking at some of the CGI, adding a tiny bit of CGI, because I think people realize that, hey, this is just too much special effects. I mean, they can see the fact that it's not real blood, and I've tried to back away. I want real stuff, but more of maybe a George Romero kind of reality with it. And I also, I mean, if I could mention some other projects, things that I'm doing as well. I'm also developing a kids series entitled The Quiggle Monster. Quiggle Monster. It's
as a mom of 3 little ones, that sounds interesting.
It's about a group of couple of high school kids that bring a robot to life, and they go out and solve mysteries, very much like a Scooby-Doo kind of adventure series. So that's something that I hope to.
Scooby-Doo needs to be brought back. So good.
Yeah. Good. There's that, and one more. If I could just mention, I've got a Christmas film that it's based upon a story my mom used to tell me years ago. Yeah, and so I'm writing that currently. It's actually part of my master's. It's going to be. I'm working on a master's right now at Hollins University in Virginia part-time.
You're a busy man.
I know.
Wow.
I go down to Virginia every summer for 6 weeks.
And why do you torture yourself like this?
I think it's important.
I admire that. You're already so very successful, and obviously you're continuing.
Yeah. Well, I
admire that.
Thank you. Well, I'm proud of my. I run the Trevis Film School now, the film department, and I think it's important to have real producers or whoever. If you're teaching, you should be working in the industry too, because how is it that you're supposed to link your students to jobs? That's the big deal right now. That's what really in terms of the art schools now, I think that makes the big difference. Like, why go to this one versus that one? Well, it's because I can actually have my professor call up somebody that works in the industry and help me get my internship or my job directly. Versus getting out of school and just going, oh my God, I'm by myself here and there's no help for me. So
So it's an education with a support system at
right,
the end.
yeah.
That makes a huge difference.
Right, and I think that's, I don't mean to sort of babble on about the film school stuff that I work on, but that's a big part of my life too.
Sure.
But I think in Canada, I like that. I mean, I just got back from the CFC barbecue. I still got my tag on there, and and I see people there that know me, and I do help support the careers of other young filmmakers in Canada, and I'm proud of that, actually.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It is. I wanted to say too, I'm new to RealTVfilms. I wanted to thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you taking your time out of your schedule here. I know
I just
called 1,000 different ways. But
well, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
so we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, and I hope you have a great time here at TIFF. I understand. You're headed to some premieres tonight.
I am. I'm doing some crazy stuff. I'm actually I'm sort of trying to nap between things.
That's very smart, actually.
Right. I got a friend from Rhode Island staying in my guest room, and my nephew's coming down from Barrie. So there's a lot of action at the house right now.
Exciting. Good. And a lot of action going on in Toronto.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lynn Maggio checking out here at the Social Media Lodge, hosted by RealTVfilms. Thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you.